Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council. Learn more at fireadapted.org.
WIFO 105.5 FM Jessup, Big Dog Country. Since 1946, Murphy's Builder Supply has been serving the folks of Jessup, Wayne, and surrounding counties with quality products and knowledgeable service. Matter of fact, they feel they sell service first to make sure you get exactly what you need for your home improvement projects. And with each employee at Murphy's being there for 10 years or more, you know you're talking with someone with the experience to help you with building supplies, tools, paint, and all the things you need from a full-service hardware store. The best choice in home improvement is Murphy's Builder Supply, 156 Northeast Broad Street, Jessup. Jessup Premium Storage, 1455 South 1st Street is Jessup's best place to store your valuables. Whether it's furniture between moves or just a place for the overload, call Jessup Premium Storage at 530-8003. That's 530-8003. Jessup Premium Storage units are indoors, climate controlled, and they have 24-hour surveillance and on-site management. You have 24-hour, 7-day-a-week access to your unit. Sizes range from 5x5 to 10x25. They also have outside covered and uncovered spaces available for vehicles, boats, trailers, and RVs. Jessup Premium Storage on the Waycross Highway in Jessup.
This is Andrew Kinnear here at Mike Burt's Ford. We have the car, truck, or SUV to meet all your needs. We have new vehicles marked down to rock bottom prices, so if that don't make you holler, our top dollar on your trade will. As always, stop the search, call Mike Burt, or visit MikeBurtsFord.com. This is Andrew Kinnear here at Mike Burt's Ford. We have the car, truck, or SUV to meet all your needs. We have new vehicles marked down to rock bottom prices, so if that don't make you holler, our top dollar on your trade will. As always, stop the search, call Mike Burt, or visit MikeBurtsFord.com.
And good morning. You're listening to the Big Dog, WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup. 6 minutes after 8 o'clock, 6 minutes after 8 o'clock on this Wednesday morning is the 23rd day of May. And it's now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply, located on Northeast Broad Street in downtown Jessup. And also brought to you by Jessup Premium Storage out here on the Waycross Highway, and by Mike Burt's Ford in Blackshear. And Bob, you're still over there doodling. Filling in all the white spaces with black ink. So have you lived it, learned it, the new phone system here at the radio station?
I'm working on it.
You're working on it? Still trying to figure it out? So am I. Things are complicated. It's like a big wired cell phone with all kinds of features on it. You know, good old days when you just picked up a phone and you either rotary dialed it or punched it in, and that's what it was. Now the thing does everything in the world.
They use cell phones, so most people just use a cell phone. So yeah, I don't really use the office phone much.
Only when you're in the office, right?
I really still use the cell phone. Most people call it cell phone. I mean, most of my contacts have my cell phone number, so they just call me with my cell phone.
Right. And we still use the office phone quite a bit for a lot of different things here, but cell phones, of course, have basically taken over people's lives. A lot of folks become those cell phone zombies where you see them walking down the sidewalk through the stores and things of that sort, and they're just, I don't know what's so interesting on their phone that they just got to be looking at it, sit around them, but that's one of the biggest causes of accidents today is and injuries is people becoming cell phone zombies. Whatever's on that screen must be very important. Very important to put your health at risk to walk along a sidewalk or so forth. I still remember that video of that guy who's just glued to his cell phone, just walking into work one morning there at the store and stepped right on a poisonous snake. I mean, right slap on top of it. And, of course, the snake defended itself and bit him. So he had to get rushed to the hospital and spend thousands and thousands of dollars for the anti-venom because he was a cell phone zombie. Oh, boy. Well, Brian Kemp and Casey Cagle going to be going at each other in July for the Republican nomination. Cagle taking the top part of the vote with about, about 39%, somewhere along there, and I'm not exactly sure. And Brian, according to the thing here, with 99% of the precinct showing Casey Cagle Casey Cagle with 39%, and Kemp with 26%. And haven't we found out in the past kind of the pattern that whoever is the top vote getter is the one who usually gets the runoff election?
The other way around. Normally the person finishes second place normally comes back and wins.
Do they? I always thought it was the top vote getter is the one who usually wins.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily?
Should be an interesting race between the two. You know, I never realized there were that many candidates in the Republican
Yeah, there was a whole
race.
bunch of them.
5 or 6 people, so. But Casey Cagle, Lieutenant Governor, finished on top. Brian Kemp second, but now it's head-to-head, so it'll be interesting. But Stacey Abrams won the Democratic nomination by a wide margin. Wasn't even close.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. And so it'll be interesting to see what the runoff's going to be between Kemp. You know, you don't know whether, you know, the other votes were, you know, for those candidates. They're just tied into those candidates for Hunter Hill and Clay Tippins and Michael Williams and Eddie Hayes, the other folks running for governor. Will those votes switch over to Brian Kemp? Or will they switch over to Casey Cagle? You know, you don't know.
Well, as light as turnout there was for this election, you can imagine how it's going to be for the July 24th runoff. So that's going to be the key. The key's going to be who can get their people back to the polls.
It's who can get there, because it's going to be right in the middle of summer. It's hot as I don't know what. Of course, that's the way it used to be. They used to have it used to be that way, you know, even for the first part of the primary. It wasn't in May. It was around July, somewhere along in there, and then the runoff was later on. And then they moved it earlier into May with a runoff in July. Someone just texted in, Kemp, let's see, what do they say? Team Kemp, so there's a Kemp supporter out there.
I just can't wait to see his next TV ad. I love those ads.
I've never seen them. No, I don't
Man, they're getting
watch
nationwide competition.
TV, huh?
They're getting nationwide attention.
Oh, they are? What's so unique about them?
It's just funny. He's got the kid sitting there that's interested in dating his daughter, giving the reasons why he's running for governor. And he talks.
I don't see it because I really don't watch TV, so I have no idea. I've never seen it.
Just talking to people who have daughters in the South.
Right.
They have those conversations with those people that want to date their daughter.
Oh, yeah. While you're sitting there cleaning your shotgun,
Right.
You know, you say, well, you want to date my daughter, huh?
I've heard that conversation many times. And he just put it in the ad, and it was just, to me, it's a funny ad, but he's got a lot of criticism. People saying he's pointing the gun at the kid and all that. I thought it was a very effective ad, personally. I kind of liked it, so.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think Brian Kemp's got a lot of support in this area, so.
Well, Brian Kemp does have a lot of support. He has the rural support. That's you know, he's very big in the rural areas.
Seems like a good person, UK graduate, so like I said, I think he's got a good shot. So it was just a matter of him getting the runoff, because a lot of people thought Casey Cagle would just win it without a runoff. But like I said, the late turnout didn't help anybody. I mean, it's just amazing how few voters in the state of Georgia in this area decided to even head to the polls to vote. I mean, the voter turnout was just at an all-time low, which is unusual for a governor's race. You know, with all those other contested races, lieutenant governor, secretary of state, I mean, the full gamut was on the ballot, but the state of Georgia just said, nah, who cares?
It just amazes me that, you know, I voted yesterday around 6:15. It's about the time that I voted yesterday. I left the station a little after 6. I worked up to 6 o'clock and then left and went and voted. And they said it's really started picking up that afternoon, yesterday afternoon around 5 o'clock. So from 5 to 7, it seemed to be pretty busy where I voted. And so, you know, still a light turnout. What was the total vote for Wayne County? You remember? How many people actually, of the 16,000 registered voters, how many actually voted? Do you know? You don't know, Bob? I thought for sure you would know that. Because you were making a big thing out of it.
Forever to get the totals last night.
Okay, well, that would be interesting to know.
I go back to the old machines in the old days when they just opened them up, rolled them out, and you got it in 5 minutes and take it on. That's what I want to go back to. I want to go back to the old machines. We went in there and you
I know, you pulled the lever and you had the big white sheets that came out there and you took a look at it.
Just rolled it out there and said, winner, thanks for coming. 5 minutes, everybody knew who the winner was. I mean, it was so much simpler.
You know, everybody starts complaining, you know, well, somebody's going to hack the votes and stuff like that. or somebody's going to hack into this or hack into that, or maybe hack into our defense system or hack into this. You know, you don't have to put things online. They don't have to go there. You don't have to put it in a computer that's hooked to the internet. You know, for the most of mankind and most of our voting, we didn't have that. It's only been in the last several years that we've actually done that. So if you don't want something hacked, if you don't want information that everybody can know about, don't put it online. Because sooner or later, somebody's going to figure out how to hack it. Yeah. It's been shown that. And Lieutenant Governor's race, David Schaefer, he must be feeling kind of bad this morning. He got 49%. So I guess he's going to be in a runoff against Duncan. Is that correct? It's got with 99% of the precincts, David Schaefer at 49%, and Jeff Duncan at 27%, and Rick Jeffries at 24%. David Schaefer way on up there. And let's see here, Secretary of State, and this is all on the Republican side, John Barrow with 52%. Now, this is Democratic side, excuse me, Secretary of State, Democratic Party. John Barrow at 52%, so he'll be on the representing the Democratic Party. And on the Secretary of State, on the GOP side, it's going to be a runoff between Brad. Oh boy, what a name! It's Brad. It's Brad R. something, okay? And then David Isle, and State School Superintendent, Democratic Party, 44% for Arthur Thornton and Sid Chapman, Republican side, and State School Superintendent, the incumbent Richard Woods. And speaking of the governor's race here on the Democratic side, Stacey Abrams wins big over Stacey Evans, first African-American candidate, female candidate for governor for the state of Georgia. And for lieutenant governor on the Democratic Party, Sarah Amico is the candidate. And let's see who else here. Well, we know that locally, that on the Republican Party, that Stephen Meeks won for the three counties of part of Wayne, Olive, Pierce, and Brantley, right?
So carried Wayne big, lost Pierce by 200 votes, but carried the other county as well. So Stephen Meeks is your winner. He runs against Driscoll in November.
Okay. And so
Rango Driscoll was the Democratic winner. Nobody's seen him. Nobody's heard of him. But we'll find out who he is.
Okay. And incumbent Bill Werkheiser will go back in as a state representative for most of the population of Wayne County, and also Tatman County and Evans County. So Bill Werkheiser back in for another term of 2 years.
2-year term.
Yeah. And so those are some of the top ones there. So the Democrats have picked their candidate. Republicans have picked their candidate, except for the runoffs, which will be in July. So there's 9 weeks. That's quite a long time there. 9 weeks.
July 24th is the day of the runoff.
Oh, so that's not 9 weeks. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think they said 9 weeks this morning on Georgia News Network. So you got all of June and into July. So it's quite a long time. That's a long time period between the primary election and the general election. And right in the middle of the summer, temperatures in the mid-90s, heat index over 100. You know, who will be able to get their supporters out? That's the most important thing.
That'll be the key. I said I'm sure it's going to get heated between Casey Cagle and Brian Kemp now. Now it's down to a 2-man race, so it'll be fun to watch.
It seems that Casey Cagle, of course, has got a lot of the Atlanta vote up there, which is where you got the majority of the population of the state of Georgia, and Kemp seems to be more of the rural guy who gets a big support from the rural area of the state of Georgia. I know that a lot of folks like Kemp. Of course, a lot of folks like Cagle also. And what about in Wayne County? What was it?
Brian Kemp took Wayne County.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Brian Kemp was the winner in the Republican nomination for governor.
Yeah, That's what I would figure. In the small rural areas, that Kemp seems to be a lot stronger in those areas, where Cagle seems to be a lot stronger in the big urban area. We'll see what happens. The runoff election coming up in a few weeks. For these few of them, many of them have already selected who's going to be the Republican nominee and who the Democratic nominee is going to be in the general election coming up in November. Any surprises for you, Bob? Anything on that? Did it kind of go like you thought it would?
Pretty much like I thought it would.
Okay.
I said I wasn't surprised. Just sad that few people vote. It's just amazing to get all these registered voters and no one takes the time to vote anymore. So that's the problem. I said that's going to be the problem for both Cagle and Kemp. You know, who's going to, you got people on summer vacation and nobody seems to have much interest in this race, but I'm sure it's going to heat up. I promise you. Again, like I said, the next TV ad for Brian Kemp will be fun to watch because they've been fun to watch thus far. Getting a lot of nationwide attention, getting a lot of criticism from a lot of people, but a lot of people like the ad. So it'll be interesting to see how he, now that it's just a two-man race, how he focuses on. Does he go after Cagle? Does he just continue his platform? It'll be interesting to see how the ads shape up. But I said, hopefully we can get him down here. I'm sure he'll be down this area. He's been down this area several times. Like I said, he did well in South Georgia. So,
Yeah, Kemp does.
so hopefully
He knows we're here. Let's just put it that way.
hopefully we can get on the Butch and Bob Show and get it. Because like I said, met him several times, like the guy pulling for him. So like I said, his goal was to get in a runoff with 5 people in the race because a lot of people thought that, I think the late turnout helped him. If everybody registered to vote went and voted, there probably wouldn't have been a runoff. That's because all those votes are in Atlanta, but fortunately nobody went to the polls.
And when I was reading about it yesterday, it said that Casey Cagle has won 3 statewide races, so he has the name recognition. Of course, Brian Kemp, former Secretary of State, and so it's going to be interesting to see how it does turn out with Cagle with a lot of the urban vote and Kemp with a lot of the rural vote. And so it'll be, as you mentioned, who can get their base out. Remember, if you have any questions or comments, you can always text us during the world-famous Butch and Bob Show at 912-427-3711, 912-427-3711. That's our main, that's our business line, but you can also text it. It's text-enabled, 912-427-3711. You can text us.
Local races, Sharon Dingle was reelected to the school board, and she defeats Alfred Kelly. And then the county commission race, there's a runoff in July between incumbent Mike Robertson and Phil Cooksey. There's a 3-man race. Larry Brantley, the odd man out in that race. And the winner of that will face off against Kenny Teston in November for that county commission seat here in Wayne County. So that's not to be decided until November as well.
Okay.
And then in November also they got the East Lost vote. So get a lot more information between now and then on that. Because they got to put the list of priorities on the projects where the money.
Yeah, they'll have all listed out what's going to be, what the money's going to be used for, and so forth. So you'll see the folks that are supporting the continuation of the SPLOST tax, the 1% sales tax for education to continue. It'll just be a continuation if the voters decide they want these projects funded, at least by SPLOST and not taxes. So we'll find out. But keep it tuned in to 105.5 FM. We'll keep you updated on all that. Still quite a time here for the general election in November, as you'll have the Republican nominees run against the Democrat nominees. You'll have the SPLOST here in Wayne County. I don't know, any amendments or any resolutions or anything going to be on the Georgia ballot for the general election coming up? I don't know right offhand. A lot of times they'll have those different issues you can vote on. Some of them are binding. Some of them are just advisement for the General Assembly, that kind of stuff. I don't know of anything right now. But it would be interesting to know how many folks in Wayne County actually voted. Out of the 16,000 registered voters, how many actually voted? What percentage of Wayne County registered voters?
Less than 3,000.
Less than 3,000.
Yeah,
less than 3,000.
Less than 3,000 voted.
So you know the approximate amount. You just don't know the definite amount. But over 3,000.
On the sheet.
Yeah. All right. Less than 3,000 out of 16,000 registered voters voted. Wow. We got a text on that. Somebody's been texting him wanting to know, so Bob's going to go see if he can find out. But that's just amazing that you've got an election that is so important. You got the governor, lieutenant governor, secretary of state, agricultural commissioner, insurance commissioner, several local races, state representatives, all those folks that affect our lives on a daily basis with state laws and local laws and resolutions.
24% of the people voted in Wayne County.
24%.
Registered voters, 1,564. Votes cast, 3,713. 24%.
24% out of 16,000. Man, not even 50%.
Not even 25%.
I mean, that is amazing, Bob. When you're talking about governor, lieutenant governor, we're talking about big races here now. Your local officials and your state officials have a lot more effect on your life in terms of laws and rules and regulations than the feds do. But we seem, we're a Super Bowl country, we're a World Series country, we're an NBA Finals country, and for some reason it takes a presidential election to get the voters over 50% for some reason.
24%.
24% of registered voters. Not 24% of Wayne Countyans that are adults, but 24% of registered voters cast their ballots yesterday here in Wayne County. Now, again, I'm sure that's probably about standard statewide, wouldn't you think?
Statewide wasn't any better.
That's what I'm saying. It's probably about standard for Wayne County. I mean, for all over. The fewer vote, the more my vote counts. That's what somebody texted in. Well, that's a positive way of looking at it.
Every vote counts.
Well, they're just saying that because less voters, the more their vote counted, Made that person feel a little more important, right? All right. The fewer vote, the more my vote counts. I like that. Let's see here. Someone texted in, I bet if they were voting to keep their gun laws, there would be a record turnout. But that wasn't on the ballot. People didn't have to vote before that directly. But candidates who have positions on gun control and on gun laws, and some people do vote that way. They'll get a person's, there's a lot of one-issue voters out there, Bob. They've got one issue. It's very important to them. That's what they base their vote on when they vote for somebody. It could be abortion. It could be gun laws. It could be marriages. It could be, there's so many different things that people are passionate about out there. And they'll ask that candidate, or they'll go look on and get the candidate's opinion on something, and that's how they'll vote. All the other issues don't matter. That's that one issue. And so a lot of people do that. Let's see.
Here in Wayne County, the governor's race, Brian Kemp took 37%, 1089. Casey Cagle was 31%, 915.
Okay.
And Hill came in third with 17%, 504 votes. Hayes got 14 votes for 48.0% or 0.48%. Tiffins got 281 votes for 9.58%. Burback got 2 votes for 0.07%, and Williams got 128 votes for 4.36%.
Okay. All right, other folks that have texted in, you're listening to the world-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM. Just kind of meandering about the election yesterday. It says here that the 13,000, this is a text that came in, the 13,000 that didn't vote are usually the ones that complain about the individuals put in office.
That's what makes America great.
I didn't vote, but I'm going to complain about you, all right? That's a very interesting text right there. Yeah, they're going to complain, they're going to talk about it, but, they didn't take the time to vote.
What's funny today, you go around, you won't find anybody that said they didn't vote.
Oh, yeah, I voted. You'll have 100% of the people you talk to today, or let's just say 90%. 90% of the people you talk to today will say, yeah, I voted.
Because they'll be complaining.
I can't believe he got in there or she got in there when he didn't vote.
it's going to be disheartening for the people that are out campaigning.
I know, you spend all that time and effort and money. Yeah, to vote. And the thing about it is, it's not a one-day event anymore. You got 3 weeks leading up to it that you can take the time to go vote.
Don't forget the 4-day Saturday where 11 people voted.
Yeah, 11 people on that one Saturday. I still say they should change that Saturday to the Saturday before the election, because a lot of times people just don't know until the last minute. They're kind of, do I want this candidate, or am I going to vote for this candidate? Let me get more of the opinion. A lot of people are procrastinators, Bob, and they don't wait to the last minute to get their opinion on something, or who they're going to vote for, or what they're going to do. So I really think it needs to be the Saturday beforehand. And for cost savings, you can lower it to 2 weeks instead of 3 weeks, because if you take a look at the 3 weeks, there's just a trickle coming in each day. And so if you got it down to 2 weeks, then it'd be more cost efficient, and still the same number of people could vote.
These Georgia counties need to start talking to their legislators and get something done about that, because talk about money. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, well, some folks out there think, well, no, you shouldn't do that because you're hurting some folks and things of that sort. No, I mean, if you've got 11 days to vote, 5 for 1 week, 5 for another week, and then the Saturday, that's 11 days that you've got to go vote. And then if for somehow you miss those 11 days, you can still go on election day, like yesterday, and go vote. So that's 12 days that you got the opportunity to go vote, and that's plenty of time. And then cut out that first week there, and have some cost savings for the county and for the state.
It's expensive.
It is expensive.
Talk about saving money. That'd be a way to save a little bit of money. But
yeah. And you're not hurting anybody. You're not cutting out votes. You're not discriminating against anybody. Still got 12 days to vote. Still plenty of time. Well, Bob, we're over time here. Anything else on your mind this morning?
As I said, we'll be getting these candidates who won in shortly to get their comments. Like I said, races that everybody keeps asking what the primary of the runoff date is. Again, it's Tuesday, July 24th is the runoff date.
July 24th. And don't you have a banquet to go to tonight?
Yeah, golf banquets tonight at the country club.
Golf banquet?
Okay, 6 out of 12 up there in Peachtree City, so not a bad showing for the golf team. 6 out of state.
That's right. Pretty good. Way to go, golfers. All right, Bob, have a good day. All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by Mike Birch Ford in Blackshear, by Jessup Premium Stores located out here on the Waycross Highway, and also brought to you by Murphy Builder Supply in downtown Jessup. Well, we've got a giveaway coming your way soon, so keep tuned in for your chance to win right here on 105.5 FM in Jessup, WIFO. All right, let's check in the latest news from Fox News Radio.
He's calling it Spygate. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, and President Trump just tweeted it could be one of the biggest political scandals in history, of course, referring to